From the New York Post, emails to Dolan detail priest's alleged pee-drinking sex romps. The scorned ex-girlfriend of an S&M master to a Catholic priest went right to the top and sent Timothy Cardinal Dolan emails that were hardly suitable for church, laying out details of the romps that were allegedly funded with cash skimmed from the poor box. Tatiana Gudin shared with the Post her message to the cardinal that recounted how the Reverend Peter McQuelly allegedly wore a locked lucite chastity belt along with a dog collar during pricey sessions with his bodybuilder lover. She also claimed to the Pope's right-hand man in America that McQuelly had an interfaith fantasy of being humiliated in Borough Park, Brooklyn, in front of a quote-unquote nice Jewish girl. Oh my, this is why you don't invite these people into your fucking ranks. It's not that fucking difficult. All you have to do is say no, leave, get out. McQuelly, meanwhile, remained a pastor of St. Francis de Chantal in the Throgs Neck neighborhood of the Bronx on Friday. Gudin wrote to Dolan about McQuelly's taste in high-end booze and claims he paid for many of their luxuries by putting his boyfriend in charge of a church thrift shop. McQuelly loved to enjoy $300 bottles of scotch, she wrote, all on a priest's $2,474 a month salary. She wrote to Dolan that McQuelly fired the St. Francis thrift shop staff and installed his lover Keith Christ to run it. She said Christ turned it into a money-making machine but only reported $50,000 a year. To add insult to injury to cover his embezzling activities, McQuelly would every so often fire whoever was the right-hand employee in the thrift shop by accusing them of theft, she wrote. On Thursday, McQuelly's parishioners filed a fire and brimstone lawsuit that claimed the pastor swiped at least $1 million in church funds so he could enjoy the favors of his $1,000 per session homosexual sex master identified in the suit as Christ. The suit also claims McQuelly took trips to Florida and Italy with money snatched from collection plates and from an account for a new organ at St. Francis Xavier Cabrini on Roosevelt Island, where he was stationed before the Bronx. Gudin, Christ's former girlfriend and confidant of 10 years, said she sounded the alarm about McQuelly in her emails to Dolan over the summer. This woman has the worst taste in men. What, you date homos? Great. Well, what a great person you are. Okay, did I read that last one? Gudin, Christ's former girlfriend and confidant of 10 years, said she sounded the alarm about McQuelly in her emails to Dolan over the summer. The first one began with, I would like to tell you who your priest, Father McQuelly, really is. Keith has been Father McQuelly's gay for pay prostitute, the email reads. More specifically, Father McQuelly is Keith Christ's toilet slave. Fuck. Yeah, this is just a minority of people. This doesn't exist outside of Tumblr. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, so just shut up. These people help our movement, don't you know? These people help a lot, like, toilet slave. I'm trying to read the next paragraph, but it's right next to toilet slave. If you don't know what that means, Cardinal, I will break it down for you. Keith Christ uses Father McQuelly as his toilet, and Father McQuelly drinks his piss during their weekly 3-day get-togethers when they take off to Father McQuelly's house in Brick, New Jersey, far away from prying eyes. These people help our movement. These people help our movement. McQuelly bought the white brick ranch house for $264,000 in embezzled cash in 2009, the lawsuit alleges. The house features a hot tub in the back and a statue of Virgin Mary out front. The Father McQuelly has a full-blown dungeon in the house, she wrote Dolan. Oh my god. Master, she said McQuelly would email Christ, I can't wait to get to Jersey tonight so I can drink your piss. Good. I don't know how to pronounce this girl's name. I feel like I'm Gudin, told the Post. All the juicy stuff is what Keith would tell me face to face. We would be laying in bed together and he would say, Tatiana, I have to show you this. I would be looking at those emails for sport, she said. This one's my favorite, Gudin wrote the cardinal of the following email. Master, I don't really like drinking your piss, but I do it because I know it pleases you. A reply email from a New York Archdiocese lawyer confirms that Gooden's emails were received by the Archdiocese. The parishioner's lawyer, Michael Dowd, said Gooden's emails to Dolan and her personal recollections informed much of the lawsuit. The priest and his boy toys spent $60,000 in 2012 for illicit and prescription drugs, the parishioner's suit says. And here, too, Gooden has more details for the Post. They'd start shooting up the Dilaudid, she said, referring to an opium tincture they would allegedly use at the East Harlem apartment that, according to the suit, McQuilly was footing the $1,075.50 a month rent for. They would party. There would be needles and syringes all over the house, Gooden said. There was equipment at the house, dildos, whips, chains, and chaps. Keith used it. The priest also used it, she said. This is somebody you're confessing your sins to, everyone. Are you okay with that? You probably are, knowing who most people are. The sex toys, she said, were all bought by the priest. This chastity belt was very unique, she told the Post. It's also small, so when it grows, you're in pain. I'm sure the priest buys all the equipment, she added. At one point in her emails to Dolan, she relayed what she called the most vile, sickening part of the story. More sickening than Toilet Slave? Keith told me that McQuilly over the years has had a huge fantasy for Keith to take him to Borough Park in Brooklyn to the Hasidic section, she wrote, and to humiliate him in public in front of a pretty Jewish girl. When Keith told him I'm Jewish, as you can imagine, McQuilly's perverted efforts intensified. McQuilly would sometimes wait until Gooden came home so she could see their sex play, she wrote. When I get home, they would be in bed together, naked, doing their disgusting activities. Our apartment is big, but none of the rooms have doors on them. All because he has a sick fantasy of defiling a pretty Jewish girl. He's standing on his knees, he's got his collar on, Gooden said. Christ relayed of their antics. Christ would say, "You make me sick. You're not worthy to drink my piss." Well, that is some insult. The Archdiocese said on Friday that the allegations against McQuilly are under investigation. Kristen McQuilly could not be reached for comment. Well, how am I going to top this? I got some information that I thought came close by. It's either you laugh or you cry, all right? You look at how these people behave away from the prying eyes of us cisheads, and it is absolutely absurd how this is considered beyond reproach. These people are considered beyond reproach. I will never understand this. I never will. Never, ever, ever. I will never get how it got this bad. I'll never fathom how it got this bad. I know what caused it. Moral apathy. Massive amounts of moral apathy that extends far and wide, that does not limit itself to one nation. But apparently in this day and age, saying no is too difficult. Oh, you have a toilet slave? No. You're not. No. Nothing. No positions of power. No being held in high esteem. No. How apathetic do you have to be to say no? It is unfathomable. The apathy I get, that's what caused it, but I don't know what caused the apathy. Somebody's going to have to tell me that.